Hello BookTube, Sarah here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with my Harlequin anticipated reads for May of 2019. Yay, I love doing these videos so much. So, as I say every month for these videos, please vote on a book for me. So from all these books that I'm about to mention, please do post in the comments below which book you think I should read towards the tail end of this year for my 40 Years of Harlequin project. I am loving doing this. I am loving the books you guys are picking. I think they're fantastic, and I'm so looking forward to reading all of them. So again, please do post in the comments below after you hear all of these and let me know which one you think I should read at the end of this year. Or if it's, you know, it can be more than one. If you hear of 3 or 4 of these books that you think sound like exceptional, you can post all of them, you know, so just let me know in the comments below. And yeah, so let's jump right in and get started. So as usual, if you are new to my channel, I pick a different book from each of the Harlequin imprints that are published every month, and they're kind of like my standout of my favorite book that is being published. So the first one for Harlequin Desire, we have A Contract Seduction by Janice Maynard. This is book number 2 in the Southern Secrets series. So what got me for this one? It's about a man who has 6 months to live, and he's trying to secure his family business. So he essentially hires his assistant to marry him, like a contract marriage, I guess to help out with the company when he's gone. So I don't know, that whole 6 months to live thing sounds interesting. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out that, you know, hey, suddenly he's fine, because you can't have a happy ending necessarily if he perishes, right? So I'm interested to see what's going to happen, but yeah, that one does sound pretty interesting to me. Next, we have a Harlequin heartwarming novel, and this is The Cowboy's Perfect Match by Cathy McDavid. This is book number 3 in the Sweetheart Ranch series. So this is about a gentleman who is a new wrangler at the ranch, and he has kind of fallen head over heels for the ranch's chef. And the problem is that she thinks he is not Mr. Right. She has a certain set of criteria that she wants in her, you know, her significant other, and he does not necessarily meet that criteria. So the premise of the book is that he's going to try and win her over, which sounds absolutely adorable, and I just love me a good cowboy romance, so this one sounds absolutely perfect. Next up, we have a Harlequin historical, and if you guys know me, you know I do love a good Regency or especially American West romance, or historical romance, but I really do love historical romance novels that are set outside of those atypical time periods that we're really used to. And this one jumped out at me immediately, and it is called Baby on His Doorstep by Lauri Robinson. Already, I am a huge fan of Lauri Robinson. She wrote Diary of a War Bride, which I read last year, and absolutely, I'm still telling people about that book because it was so fantastic. So this one sounds great. This one takes place in the Roaring 20s, and it's about a woman who's on the run from the mob, and she has her, is it her best friend's? Her best friend's baby for some reason. So she moves to Hollywood to contact the baby's uncle. And of course a relationship blooms between the two of them, but 1920s old Hollywood, mobsters, I mean, this one has like so many fun things going for it, and it sounds like it would be a lot of fun, and I am really, really looking forward to reading this one. Next up, we have a Harlequin intrigue novel, and this is Show of Force by Elle. This is the second book in Declan's Defenders series. So this one says, right at the back, a former Marine must help a Russian spy. So he's the Marine, she's the spy, and he's been kind of set to protect her. But she has gone rogue because she's looking for her kidnapped younger brother. And, you know, the story, of course, goes from there. I don't know, Marine, Russian spy. I just love the international conspiracy kind of an idea. It just sounds like a lot of fun. And Elle is a really, really great author. She does some fantastic work for Harlequin intrigue, and this one definitely is high on my list of ones to read. Next, we have a Harlequin romance, and this is Miss Prim's Greek Island Fling by Michelle Douglas. I notice the more and more I'm looking at these books every month, the Harlequin romance line itself seems to have very, very wealthy or well-to-do kind of characters, and this one is no exception. Our main character has had some sort of major betrayal, so she heads off to her brother's Greek island, because doesn't your brother have a Greek island, to kind of, you know, lick her wounds, so to speak. Well, she doesn't realize that her brother's best friend is there, kind of recuperating from this major accident. He's a race car driver. And she's very straight-laced and buttoned up, and he's a little bit of a daredevil. So, of course, there's going to be a relationship between the two of them. But it sounds adorable. I love the Harlequin romance because they have such exotic locations. They're not your typical US or UK. You know, you're getting a lot of these different kinds of locations. And this one just sounds like a lot of fun. I've never been to Greece. It's on my list eventually to get to. But yeah, this one definitely sounds like a lot of fun. Next, we have a Harlequin romantic suspense. And this is Cavanagh Cowboy by Ferrarella. This is book number 39 in the Cavanagh Justice series. Again, not a series you need to read in any kind of particular order. These are all just kind of these romantic suspense type stories that feature these Cavanagh, this family of characters essentially. So this one is about a homicide detective who is kind of worn out. He's done. He needs a break. So he goes to this small sleepy town of Ferrarella, Texas, and ends up meeting up with this ranch forewoman by the name of Rachel. And, you know, they kind of start seeing each other, and then all of a sudden one of her ranch hands ends up dead. And, you know, now he's being brought into the case, and, you know, he was looking for some rest and relaxation, and a dead body shows up. So that's not going to happen. But yeah, this one sounds good. Ferrarella, she's very prolific for Harlequin, writes some fantastic stories. The Ferrarella, Texas, I'm pretty sure she wrote a series. This might be an offshoot of that series in that same small town. But she wrote some contemporary romance novels that took place in this small town for the Western romance line. So, and I know I've got some of them on my bookshelf. But it'd be interesting to see her, you know, kind of go to the darker side of this small town, which would be a lot of fun, I think, for sure. So the next book is a Harlequin Special Edition novel, and this is The City Girl's Homecoming by Cathy Douglas. Book number 5 in the Forever Yours series, F-U-R. It says 8 dogs, 8 cats, and 1 ornery cowboy. And it is about a woman who is trying to find a temporary home for 16 suddenly displaced pets. And she's a farm owner, but I guess there's a local attorney that has come into the mix, and she is not being exceptionally nice to him. And he's not exactly giving her a warm welcome either, because a former, what does it say here? A city girl broke Kate's heart, and no way the gun-shy cowboy's trusts in the feelings that Megan awakens. So it'll be a sweet romance between the two of them, I'm sure, and involving the pets, and pets finding their forever homes, and, you know, that is what is going to end up being the happily ever after in this story. At least I hope so. Next up, we have a love-inspired novel called A Rancher's Redemption by Myra Johnson. This is about a man who wants to put his family's historic home on this, like, historic tour of town, but he doesn't know how to fix it up to make it look presentable for people to be coming through. So he hires this new woman in town by the name of Erin, and she is an interior decorator, and she is going to come in and kind of help him fix the place up. To thank her, kind of like a bargaining, a give and a take, he's going to help her fix up her home. So yeah, this one sounds really cute. Very basic contemporary romance type story about 2 people falling in love. These are inspirational romances, if you did not know that, so do keep that in mind. They are, of course, sweet romances. I do enjoy them. They are a nice... I know I shouldn't say this about romance novels because they are my bread and butter. They are my catnip. They are my favorite thing ever to read. But there are some that are more candy than others, and these ones I definitely consider a bit more candy because of how super sweet they are and that they don't cross those adult content lines. So yeah, these are highly, highly enjoyable. And last but not least, we have a love-inspired suspense. This is another inspirational romance, obviously an inspirational romantic suspense novel. And this is Killer Exposure by Jessica R. Patch. This cover just creeps me out. That clown, I am terrified of clowns, if you guys did not know that. But yeah, this one like gives me like the heebie-jeebies when I look at it. But it does sound like it's really good because it's about a woman who is a crime scene photographer. And she witnesses a murder, and I'm guessing she gets it on camera. And while she's there, she's rescued by a man who actually, his job is a storm chaser. So I always think of that movie Twister. And I guess the two of them are going to work together to kind of find out who this killer is and stuff like that. But yeah, this one, as soon as I saw it, I thought that right there is a, you know, suspenseful, creepy kind of cover. And the premise of the book sounded really good with the whole crime scene photographer and a storm chaser. So I'm really interested to see how these two people mesh together. And this one sounds like it would be a really fun one to read. So anyway, guys, that is all that I have for this video. I do hope that you enjoyed it. Again, please let me know in the comments below which book do you think I should pick for the month of May. to read at the tail end of this year for my 40 Years of Harlequin project, or books if it is more than one. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so very much for watching. Take care, happy reading, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.